So if you're a man, how do you roll with a woman? How do you do that? I'm asking this question because I've gotten questions from both ends. One, I've gotten questions from guys. How do you roll with women, Chewy? Like, what's the best way to go about it? What's the etiquette? And then from a lot of women recently, I've received some pretty crappy stuff. So I'll share a couple of stories with you guys. One was from a woman who was training at her gym. She was having a great time. And during a roll, she got put into a choke, which is no big deal. You're just a choke, no biggie. But this man choking her started whispering in her ear sexual stuff, which obviously upset her and made her feel really irritated. And she spoke to the coach, and the coach did not reprimand the man. And he didn't even go to ask them both to step out to the mat, hey, let's figure this all out. What's going on? Instead, he shamed her and he sent her packing, and she got kicked out of the gym. And she was really upset because she's wondering, is this normal? What should I do? And I was like, it's not normal. Go to another gym, start to check some other gym out. There was another situation where this woman who was a blue belt, she was at a gym and she was training, and her biggest problem was she couldn't get a damn rolling partner. All the upper belt guys didn't want to roll with her. And she was the only woman there that day. And so she's trying to find someone to roll with, and nobody wants to roll with her. So she eventually gets one of the guys that's an upper belt, and then to roll with. One of the other higher belts than them comes over, grabs, steals her partner. She's so frustrated. She's like, I just want to quit this gym. I'm going to leave. Right? She's so irritated by it. I just want to train. Why won't anybody train with me? And she was saying the people don't they consider almost like a waste of their time. And I've seen in situations in the gym sometimes, various people where I've had to sort of watch the way that they roll with women to make sure that they don't hurt women. Okay, so let's get into it. First off, how do you roll with women? Well, you just take it down a little bit. Now, there are exceptions to this rule. I've had some women come into this gym that were rowdy. They leave guys with broken, busted up noses and stuff. So again, there are some really, it's just like anything else. There's a spectrum, right? You've got really tough, gritty guys, and then you've got very soft men, and you've got very tough, gritty, strong women, and then you've got some softer, more feminine women. It's just the way it is. There's always a spectrum. But in most cases, you find that with women, compared to the roll with a man, you're going to take it down a little bit. As a man who's 200 plus pounds, I'll get as high as 220 sometimes when I'm being too fat, and right now about around 212. I don't put my full pressure on women. I don't use my full strength. A lot of times what I try to do is see if I can engage in a smooth roll and exchange as much technique as possible and just pure fluid technique. Now, some of you guys out there who think, oh, that's a waste of my time because I'm not getting a really hard roll. You're mistaken, because if you train like this, what's really beneficial is that you're basically doing technique in fluid motion. And then when you go to roll later on with the guys where you got to use a little bit more oomph, well, you've got that muscle behind the technique, and then it's so much more crisp of a technique, right? You've got the aggression, the speed, the strength to go along with this technique that you've been working on. And again, don't get me wrong, there are women in this gym, and I'm just saying this, there are plenty of women in this gym that if I bring a new guy off the street and they roll with him, that woman is going to beat the brakes off them hands down. But what I'm talking about is mainly where you're rolling with a woman who's maybe of equal, maybe skill level, or maybe you're a little bit better and you're just much bigger. Sometimes you need to take it down a little bit. And again, I'm saying this I guess what I'm saying is, the reason I'm saying this is because it's really important for us as men in a male-dominated sport to bring women in and give them a safe, comfortable environment to train in, because this stuff can be incredibly empowering for men. We know this. But also for women, right? Because there's all these stories of women who have used jiu-jitsu to stand up for themselves and to defend themselves in really bad situations. And that's awesome. That's so fantastic. But they can't do that if they don't get welcomed into the group and if they're not able to train in a safe environment, right? Like if you've got a bunch of knuckleheads trying to slam women and drive their forearm into the neck, and these guys are 200 plus pounds and they're with a 120 pound woman, that's not going to be safe, and that woman's not going to stick around. And that sucks, because that woman might need that jiu-jitsu to stand up for herself or to defend herself in a situation down the road. But if you're some asshole that rolls with her that way, she's not going to stick around, and she's not going to be able to get the benefit of that. And this has only become more apparent where I've been training women. We've been doing a women's only class, and you get to see women in their own little setting, and then you really realize, man, it's super important for them to feel safe in the environment once they mingle over to the guys. That said, I think that a lot of the guys in here, they do a really good job of protecting the women. I know that anytime a new guy rolls with one of the women, myself and all the other guys are we're watching like a hawk, make sure he doesn't get too crazy. But anyway, so I wanted to do this video because I've gotten asked questions on both sides, and I wanted to share this just because, again, if you're a guy, do your best to especially if you have a woman that's newer, or if you have a woman that you can just manhandle around, take it down a notch, exchange technique with them. Don't be after, you don't have to get the kill, right? You don't have to get the win every time. And exchange technique with them and bring them in, have a good roll with them. Make them feel safe, make them feel comfortable, have a good exchange with them. And this way, they can get the benefits of jiu-jitsu just like you want to get the benefits. And again, because it's very hard for, I mean, just you think about the fact that women are not, they're never this close to someone unless it's in a situation typically of intimacy. So again, it's a weird thing for most women to get over. Most guys are already wrestling anyway, right, in our society. So again, it's weird for them. So you need to make sure that you welcome them in and help them out so they can get the benefits of this stuff. So, thanks for the question. Talk to you guys next time.